Hello and welcome to this video on thermoregulation in HECSC biology. In this video, we will learn about how the human body maintains a constant internal temperature of around 37 degrees Celsius, which is the optimum temperature for enzymes to work efficiently. Thermoregulation is an example of homeostasis, which is the maintenance of a stable internal environment in the body. Homeostasis involves three main components: receptors, coordination centers, and effectors. Receptors are cells or organs that detect changes in the internal or external environment, such as temperature, blood pressure, glucose level, etc. Coordination centers are parts of the nervous system or endocrine system that receive and process information from the receptors and send signals to effectors. Effectors are muscles or glands that respond to the signals and bring about changes to restore the optimum conditions. The main coordination center for thermoregulation is the thermoregulatory center in the hypothalamus, which is a part of the brain. The thermoregulatory center contains receptors that monitor the temperature of the blood flowing through it. It also receives signals from temperature receptors in the skin, which detect changes in the external temperature. The main effectors for thermoregulation are the skin and the skeletal muscles. The skin has various structures that can help regulate heat loss or gain, such as sweat glands, hair erector muscles, and blood vessels. The skeletal muscles can contract rapidly and generate heat by shivering. Let's see how these components work together to maintain body temperature when it gets too hot or too cold. When the body temperature rises above 37 degrees Celsius, for example due to exercise or a hot environment, the thermoregulatory center detects this change and sends signals to the effectors to reduce heat production and increase heat loss. The effectors respond by increasing sweating. Sweat glands in the skin secrete more sweat onto the surface of the skin. The sweat evaporates and takes heat away from the body. Dilating blood vessels. Blood vessels near the surface of the skin widen, allowing more blood to flow through them. This increases heat loss by radiation from the skin. Relaxing hair erector muscles. Hair erector muscles in the skin relax, causing the hairs on the skin to lie flat. This reduces the amount of air trapped near the skin, which acts as an insulator. When the body temperature drops below 37 degrees Celsius, for example due to cold weather or illness, the thermoregulatory center detects this change and sends signals to the effectors to increase heat production and decrease heat loss. The effectors respond by decreasing sweating. Sweat glands in the skin secrete less sweat onto the surface of the skin. This reduces heat loss by evaporation. Constricting blood vessels. Blood vessels near the surface of the skin narrow, reducing blood flow through them. This decreases heat loss by radiation from the skin. Contracting hair erector muscles. Hair erector muscles in the skin contract, causing the hairs on the skin to stand up. This increases the amount of air trapped near the skin, which acts as an insulator. Increasing shivering. Skeletal muscles contract rapidly and involuntarily, producing heat by respiration. Thermoregulation is a negative feedback mechanism, which means that any deviation from the set point, 37 degrees Celsius, triggers a response that counteracts it and brings it back to normal. That's all for this video on thermoregulation in HECSE biology. I hope you learned something new and enjoyed watching. If you have any questions or feedback, please leave them in the comments below. Thank you for watching and see you next time. Activities: you may pause the video as you do the activities. One. Multiple choice questions. Q. What is the name of the part of the brain that controls body temperature? A. Cerebellum. B. Hypothalamus. C. Medulla oblongata. D. Pituitary gland. Q. What is the term for the process of widening blood vessels near the skin to increase heat loss? A. Vasoconstriction. B. Vasodilation. C. Vasopressin. D. Vasectomy. 2. True or false statements. TF. Sweat glands secrete more sweat when the body temperature is too low. TF. Shivering is a reflex action that generates heat by muscle contractions. TF. Hair erector muscles relax when the body temperature is too high. TF. The optimum body temperature for humans is 37 degrees Celsius. 3. Matching exercise. Term definition. Receptor, cell or organ that detects changes in the environment. Coordination center, a part of the nervous system or endocrine system that receives and processes information from receptors and sends signals to effectors. Effector, a muscle or gland that responds to signals and brings about changes to restore the optimum conditions. Homeostasis, the maintenance of a stable internal environment in the body. Negative feedback, a mechanism that counteracts any deviation from the set point and brings it back to normal. 4. Draw and labeling the diagram of the skin. 5. Short answer questions. Q. Explain how sweating helps to cool the body. Q. Give an example of a stimulus and a response in thermoregulation. 6. Using the appropriate thinking frame, summarize how the temperature of the body is regulated on a very cold day.